All right, good afternoon. I'm Kathy Haynes, Chief of Operations with the Charleston County Emergency Management Department. And I want to thank you all for coming to this press conference. I also have with me Chairman Elliott Summey. What I want to do basically now is to kind of tell everybody, let the citizens know what we're doing. Things are pretty much the same as it was yesterday. Other than we've closed down the county government today, as everybody well knows. But we're just monitoring the situation, okay? We're keeping an eye on the amount of rain that falls. We are expected to get a lot of rain between now and through the weekend. So the typical low-lying areas that flood in the heavy rain are the areas that we're going to be keeping an eye on. But there is also that possibility that there are some areas that don't normally flood that could potentially see some kind of flooding based on the amount of rain that we're getting. So the biggest thing is safety. I want the citizens to know that that they need to be careful when they go out. If they don't have to go out, it's probably a good idea just to stay off the roads, because the heavier rains are coming in tomorrow through Sunday. If the road is barricaded off because there's water across it, please don't move the barricades and drive through it anyway. The saying is don't drown, turn around. So if the road is flooded, there's no reason for you to go through there. Find an alternate route to get to wherever it is you are traveling to. Be careful. Everybody just monitor the local weather and the media as to the current situations, the status of things, any other closings or openings and what have you may happen during the week, throughout the weekend. And just be safe and careful out there. I'll be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any at this time.
Are we at OPCON 3 here?
No, we are still at OPCON 4. We did not move to OPCON 3. The state of emergency management, one of the reasons they moved to OPCON 3 is because this is a state-wide incident that's going on. It's not just a coastal. The Midlands, the upstate, they're all of the entire state of South Carolina is being affected by this rain situation. So they have up their OPCON level to 3, but we are still staying at 2 in our area right now. I mean 4. What did I say? I'm sorry. God knows. We're staying at OPCON 4. Yes, that's Charleston County. Just monitoring, exactly.
Are you concerned that since it appears the hurricane's moving away from the coast, that people will say, hey, the hurricane's gone, are you concerned about that?
There's always that concern, yes, Harv. The people do think, because the hurricanes is the only reason we do what we do and worry about the flooding and that kind of stuff. But again, we were experiencing this rain and these situations long before we knew what the hurricane was doing. So we've been actually monitoring and dealing with this rain situation for a couple of days now. Yes, even though the storm is moving further out to the sea, we could still feel some kind of impacts because this is a very large storm in size. So we could still see some high surfs based on this storm as it passes off way off our coast, and rip currents. So that's another thing. I'd like people to be careful out there in the water. If you don't need to be out there, it's probably a good idea not to go out there, because the rip currents are bad and the surf is high. So anyway, just everybody needs to be safe. And one thing I'd like to also mention is Charleston County Emergency Management Department has an app. If you're not familiar with it, we are the only county in the state of South Carolina that has this app. And it's free for download for Android and iPhone. All you just go to your app store and do a search for CCEMD, and ours is the only one that's going to pop up. And we do put information in there. We have emergency information. We put the county government closing information in there. If there were going to be shelters, we would put that information. So we have the capability of putting a lot of emergency information in our app for the public access. We also have, and the counties has a Facebook page. Our department has a Facebook page. Our county has a Twitter. All that we've reached out and touched everybody the best way we can through all means possible. So I encourage everyone to look for those, monitor the county's website, Facebook page, Twitter account, and also our app.